Hi, this is Heidi from Garden Crossings out in the trial garden, and we have the beautiful quick fire fab hardy hydrangea that we're going to talk about today. It is the end of September, so things are definitely past their peak, but I think it's still interesting to see what these plants look like even at the end of the season. So here's a beautiful border planting of the quick fire fab hardy hydrangea. Quick fire fab is hardy in zones 3 to 8 and can get 6 to 8 foot tall and 5 to 6 foot wide. As you can see here in this planting, these are not super mature plants yet because they're only about 3.5, maybe 4 foot tall at max. So they're still in their growing stages. One thing with the hardy hydrangeas I want to point out is they can be trimmed really at any point. So if you trim in the fall or in the spring, you're not going to worry about sacrificing your blooms because these bloom off of the new growth. So what some people might like to do is keep their plants trimmed to about a 4-foot hedge so that, you know, like if these get 8 foot, they're going to kind of get in the way of the trees. But if they stay as a 4-foot hedge, they're going to look gorgeous here and can stay in this spot. And I'm guessing that's probably what they're going to do is keep these trimmed down. But don't think about extra maintenance. You know, if you don't like to trim, don't worry about it. Just make sure you plant them in an area that they can get up to 8 foot tall. So it is the end of September and these plants are pretty much past their prime, but I wanted to just show you kind of what they look like, you know, when they are just a little bit past their prime. I wasn't here earlier to show you what they looked like earlier, so this will have to do. But I think there is definitely some things on here I can show you. So first of all, I am going to show you, so the new blooms are a beautiful white. Obviously these blooms are a little bit smaller because it is later in the season, but as this plant emerges, it emerges with these beautiful white flowers. And let's take a closer look here. Look at the little florets. I love the shape of those florets. They just look like little whirlybirds. I don't know. They are just really cool looking. As those flowers start to fade, they're going to take on a beautiful rich magenta color. So here's one down here that's starting to transition, and you can see how that has that beautiful magenta color. So that flower will eventually turn all bright pink. And then as that flower continues to go and get pinker and pinker, it'll then kind of turn to this color you're seeing here, which is still really pretty. This is, you know, the just past peak color, and it looks really gorgeous. So this plant, you can see it kind of goes through transitions of blooms. It kind of continues to bloom. Quick fire fab is one of the earlier blooming of the hardy hydrangeas. So one thing you can do is you can kind of stagger your hardy hydrangeas so that you have blooms throughout the full summer. Realistically, you should have blooms, well, here in Michigan anyways, we have blooms from about July through, well, it's the end of September right now, and we still have a lot of beautiful color. Now the end game kind of depends on what the weather's like, and we've had a gorgeous fall this year, so these plants have just kind of kept chugging right along. The quick fire fab is hardy in zones 3 to 8, so for those of you in really cold climates, this is going to be a plant too that's reliable, and you don't have to worry about it overwintering or winter kill. A lot of times people are concerned with my hydrangeas. I don't like hydrangeas because I can't get them to bloom. This is not that same family of hydrangea. This is very reliable, and these will bloom for you year after year for many years to come. So the quick fire fab is a fabulous new hydrangea that has been introduced, and I'm excited to see as these grow just how they really accentuate in this garden. This is Heidi from Garden Crossings.